So, good morning, students. Good morning to all of you. Morning, Chetan, Naren, Vedraj, Sanjana, Chandan. Very good morning. Okay. So, Chetan, same to you, beta. Morning, Amrita. Morning, Ankit. Morning, Advait. With my Rohit. Yes, it's a hardcore truth. That's why it is here. But I will definitely tell you. I know that, Siddharth. I saw that. I will tell you something which is the other part of it. I'll tell you something which is the other part of it. This is something which everybody see, everybody know. But there is something which not everybody see and everybody know. Right? Morning Pratiksha. Morning Abhishek. ठीक है. So we keep seeing कि हाँ, there are a lot of exceptions in inorganic chemistry. Correct? I will tell you one exercise that you should do. ठीक है? You should do the following exercise. Right? For example, you take any property, whether it is ionization energy, electron gain enthalpy, whatever. Morning Vinayak. Now, the problem here is, you must have seen that TV series also, right? Which emphasizes too much on this, but I would like to say you something here. You do the following, make a list of any property, whether it is ionization energy, whether it is electron affinity, or it is any other property, right? So you will observe how many exceptions are there. You always see up to 10 normal things, you'll get 3 or 4 exceptions. Okay? So if that is the case for 10 things, if you get 3 to 4 exceptions, you can't say whole thing is an exception. Right? So when you watch that series, it is perfectly said that, right? Exception ka bhi exception hai. That doesn't happen actually, right? So that's what I'm trying to say here. It's not necessarily always true. If you see 10 properties and you get 3 to 4 exceptions, that does not mean the whole property is an exception. Okay, I can prove it in every property. You'll never see so many exceptions also. Okay, if that was the case, you would not study it. It's impossible to study it in that case. Okay, not everywhere there is an exception. Electronegativity, you don't find much exception. Correct? No, not more. You tell me, ionization enthalpy mein how many exceptions have you studied? I'll count. No, ionization enthalpy mein S block no exception. S block no exception. P block only exception is in group 13 and 14. 15, 16, 17, 18 is normal. Correct? And in a period also, only 2 groups. Group 2 and 3, group 2 and 13, and then 15 and 16. That's all. In D block also, not so many exceptions are there. There is one graph. That's all. So how much do you have to remember? Now you tell me. I have everything on my tips. Where exceptions are there in periodic table? So out of 118 elements, how many are exceptions? You tell that. Correct? Is that clear, everyone? Chalo. Let's move ahead. Ganesh, I think from my end it is correct. Yes, Athar, you're right. No, I'm not saying it is easy for me, Pritesh. I'm saying it is not too much also that you worry too much about it. Right? The problem is, I'll tell you, 10 elements I studied. Okay, I got 1 exception, students will be fine. 2, okay, 2. By the time the 3rd exception comes, students will be like, so many exceptions. So 10 mein 3 exceptions are not too much. It can be definitely done. Okay? Chalo. Let's move ahead. Yes, it is easier to study through graph. Yeah. So let's start with our chapter today, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you, Adesh. This is what the people say, anything which does not change or anything which does not have any exceptions in inorganic chemistry is exception. That is what people say. कि कुछ भी पढ़ो exceptions तो आएगा, right? But it is not too many exceptions also, because the moment you keep this point in your head कि हाँ there are so many exceptions, you'll start forgetting it, right? You keep this point in your head कि हाँ there are 10 properties, 2 or 3 will be exceptions. Let us see what are the exceptions. I can tell you, you tell the property, I'll tell you pura everything about it. Where are there, where are not there. Correct? So that's what I'm trying to say you, ki do not, when in 10 things you get 3 or 4 exceptions, do not say whole thing is an exception. That's what we are trying to say here. Okay? And it's not like you can't cover it up. You can definitely cover it up. So that's too much for this. Let's move ahead with our compounds, and the next chapter which we are discussing today is coordination compounds. Okay? Before I go to the coordination compounds, let us see the importance of this, where all we find this. Okay? All right. So good morning to all those who joined late. What is exception? Very good. If you have a regular trend in something, and if there is some element which do not follow a regular trend, then we say that element is following an exception to the regular trend. Correct? For example, it should decrease. Everything is decreasing except one element. So that element is exception to decrease in the property. Okay? Now, what are coordination compounds? We'll come to that later. I'll define it better. Right? Let us take the definition in layman's language. Layman's language means aam aadmi ki bhasha. Okay? So if you take this, it's a specific type of compound formed by specific type of elements. Okay? It's a specific type of compound which is formed by specific type of elements. Okay? Now, how it is formed? Let me tell you something. There will be a metal ion. There will be a metal atom. Right? And there will be some species which will be donating lone pair to metal atom. Correct? Right? So there will be two species always. One who will be donating lone pair of electrons, or who will be donating electrons to metal atom. Correct? So metal atom will accept electrons and this species will donate electrons. Correct? Yes, it's a new chapter, Shreyas, coordination compound. Okay? Yes, it's a new chapter, guys. The chapter name is coordination compounds. The chapter name is coordination compounds. Okay? Now, what I said here was, what are coordination compounds? It is formed by specific type of elements, or it is specific elements which form these. What are those? There will be one atom who will be accepting electrons, and there will be some atom who will be donating electrons. Correct? So these are acceptor atoms, these are donor atoms. Correct? Now you need to tell me, what is this bond formed when lone pairs are donated to some other atom? Which bond is formed by donation of electrons or lone pair of electrons? Which bond is formed? Very good. Very good. So this bond formed by donation of electrons from electron rich species to electron deficient species is known as coordinate bond. Is known as coordinate bond. Correct? Now, in this coordinate bond, if you see this carefully, right? If you see this carefully, one thing which is very common here is, if you see this coordinate bond, what is the other name of coordinate bond, by the way? What is the other name of coordinate bond? What is the other name of coordinate bond? Anyone who remember? Yes, very good. The other name of coordinate bond is It is dative bond. Okay. Now let us see what are the, yes, very good all of you. Dating nahi, dative bond. Dhanush, not dating, dative bond. Now let us see what are the applications of it, or where generally you find these compounds. So if I see this carefully, you find it in chlorophyll. Chlorophyll mein it is a complex of your magnesium atom. Magnesium atom is present as the atom in your chlorophyll, right? It is found in hemoglobin. Hemoglobin contains iron atom, and there is a porphyrin ring system here, right, which you get. Porphyrin ring system which you get. So I can't tell you what is porphyrin ring system, but for now I'll say in hemoglobin you have coordination compounds, in chlorophyll you have coordination compounds. Vitamin B12 complex. Vitamin B12 complex is a complex or coordination compound of cobalt. It's a coordination compound of cobalt. Correct? Now, if you see this carefully, what you can say here is another important compound. This compound, can anybody recall where you have seen this compound? Anyone? Anyone? Can you recall where you have seen this compound? You have seen this. There is no doubt about it. Yes, very good, Ashutosh. So it is basically present in your, if you have read the textbook carefully, it is present in your mole concept textbook. It was present in mole concept of your textbook, first page. If you go and see the first page of your textbook, you will find cisplatin. This compound name is cisplatin. We'll see its IUPAC name also. Its name is cisplatin. It is used as anti-cancerous drug. In fact, it was one of the first anti-cancerous drug which was used for cancer treatment. But it had side effects, right? Mainly in India, in Odisha, it was widely used. But later on, its use was limited due to its side effects. Right now, it is not in much use. Only in those cases where, like, you can't afford high treatment, in that cases it is given. Okay? Otherwise, its use has been limited. Now, if you see this carefully, you can also say application. It is used in hardness of water can be removed using calcium EDTA complex. Then extraction of metals like silver, gold involves coordination compound. How this thing, we will study this thing in detail in metallurgy. For now, I can tell you, it is used for cyanidation process. Coordination compounds are used in cyanidation process. Right? Now, full form of EDTA. Anyways, Vaidraj, we have to discuss EDTA anyways in detail. For now, I can tell you, EDTA is ethylene diamine. Ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Okay? I'll tell you one, it's a big complex basically. Okay? We'll anyway study it in detail when we discuss the coordination compound. But one thing I'd like to tell you something here. Have you heard about lead poisoning? Have you heard about lead poisoning? What is lead poisoning? Like, what is lead poisoning known as? Yes, what is lead poisoning? Anyone who can come up? Yes. In pencil. I'm not asking the application of lead. Pritesh, I'm asking how lead poisoning takes place. Why is lead dangerous for your body? You must have, students should know actually. Lead concentration in bio increases, how it affects your body. Anyone? It happens in brain. It happens in brain. Not really. There is one very basic thing which happens here. ठीक है, I'll tell you. Where do you find calcium in your body? Where do you find calcium in your body? Most crucial roles of calcium in your body is in, correct? So your calcium in your body is present as bivalent ion, right? So what happens in lead poisoning is all your calcium in the body, wherever it is present in vital role, all your calcium is replaced by lead 2 plus. So lead 2 plus ion replaces calcium from your body and you face severe calcium deficiency in your body. You face severe calcium deficiency in your body. Okay? Now, if you face severe calcium deficiency in your body, what will happen? Your body will become very weak. And if your body becomes very weak, any disease can attack you. Okay? So this is what is called lead poisoning first. Now I am going to tell you EDTA complex. EDTA is used for treatment of lead poisoning also. How? So this is one application, hardness of water remove करने के लिए you use it. EDTA is used for removing lead poisoning. I'll anyways come in the application part also, but for introduction to give you more inputs, let me discuss this. EDTA is used to remove lead poisoning. Okay? How? So what happens is your body contains calcium 2 plus ions, which is replaced by lead 2 plus now, right? Yes, you have, but I'll tell you something. Wait, Pratish. So wherever your calcium was there, your lead 2 plus will go and bind there, and lead 2 plus will form a permanent compound there. So even if you bring calcium extra from your body, your calcium will not be able to replace lead 2 plus because lead 2 plus forms stable compounds. So now lead 2 plus in your body, excess in your body, binds to EDTA. EDTA goes and binds to lead 2 plus in your body and forms lead EDTA complex. It's a coordination compound. It's a coordination compound. Now this is soluble in water. It's water soluble. Now what happens due to this? All your lead EDTA complex, since it is soluble in your water, it through your blood, it will be excreted from your body. Through blood, to kidney, to urinary system, this can be excreted from your body. So using this property, you can remove lead from your body. Okay? Lead is actually very harmful for your body. Okay? Is that clear, everyone? So this is, in fact, if I recall, it has been asked in some exam, some KUPI exam. If you go and see, I guess 2015 or 2016, anywhere between 2015 to 2017, you'll find this question. Which of the following is used to prevent lead poisoning? Okay? So this is one very good application of coordination compounds. Okay? Most likely answer yes. So let's move ahead and discuss the introduction to our coordination compounds. Maggi also was banned due to this only. It contained severe amounts of lead in your Maggi. So let me give you the brief of the importance of the examination. If you talk about NEET, right? People will say you many things. How many questions you'll get from this in NEET? Maximum 2. Not more than 2. Usually you'll get 1 question. How you'll get maximum 2 is because D and F block and coordination compounds are similar. So some people can put D and F block question in coordination compound also. That's why. Then if you go to JEE mains, 1 question definitely, irrespective of the fact whether you get 25 questions a paper or 30 questions a paper, you will not see a question paper without a question from coordination compound. It's a very important chapter. Okay? Now coming to your CET, you get 3 questions roughly every year. Okay? Every year. And if you talk about boards, in CBSE it is close to 7 marks, right? They keep changing it. So, but for PUC it is, CBSE it is 7 marks if I remember correct. P block is maximum. It is close to 6 marks. Maximum is for P block. Now, if you talk about coordination compounds, so it is approximately, just a minute. Let me see the distribution. Yes. Yes. So it is approximately, coordination compound is 6 marks, nearly same in CBSE also, because CBSE maximum weightage is for P block. And in this 6 marks, you have the distribution of 2 questions of 3 marks. But in CBSE, you will get a 5 mark question from this, for sure. In CBSE, you will get a 5 mark question from this. But again, as you see, right, in CBSE also, or whether it is PUC, in chemistry, there is a fact that you never get a 5 mark question total. You never get a 5 mark question total. You get 3 plus 2, right? All right. So now let's move ahead. Now, but how Maggie started to say again? Maggie has shown basically some reports where they have said their lead values are less than the critical value. Okay. Abhishek, I think you need to check for 12th. It is there. Abhishek, for 12th, it is there. And that too, the reports which has come is for CBSE, right? Central government. It's not yet. Maggie is never safe until it is, any product, Maggie, anything is not safe. That's what I say. In a limited amount you can eat it, but not excessive. Right. So this is a distribution of the exam. Oh, sorry. CBSE, it's not 5 mark, it's a 5 mark question which you get there. Okay. Now, let's start with, we'll start with something very important. This is Werner's theory. It will take lot of your efforts to understand his experiments. And then we'll see some of the important terms and ligands today. What are ligands? We'll discuss this. Before I go ahead, I'll give you a definition of coordination compounds. Then I'll go ahead. Although we have discussed layman definition. So what is coordination compound? Simple word में the compounds formed by donation of lone pair electrons, or you can say compounds formed by coordinate bond between ligands. What are ligands? They are electron donors and central metal atom. Central metal atom. What are central metal atom? They are electron acceptor. Right? So it's not yet ordered beta. I think so. If you know the inside information, I can't say. No, Dhanush, you never know. Okay? So many of you are like, many of you will have different opinions about the current situation. I have one opinion that nothing should remain closed. Like everything should be open as soon as possible, whether it is schools, colleges, anything, right? Because there is a longer problem which this will bring. Okay? So people may have different opinion. For example, if Karnataka government is doing CET exam tomorrow, I do not discourage them. I would say it's fine. They have taken a brave decision. It's not a wrong decision. I would say that. Okay. So sorry, today it's today, 30th. Correct. Yes, policy has come, Vishal. We'll discuss it later because there are a lot of things in this which will be revised, Vishal. Okay. Today and tomorrow is CET. Chalo, let's move ahead with our Werner's theory, right? So Werner's theory is very important. He tried to experiment few things. All of you, please understand his experiment very carefully, right? Are only with metals or no? Most of them are with metals, Adesh, not with non-metals for sure. Okay. So now let's start with Werner's experiment. His experiment gets questioned every year. So please pay attention to his experiment. So what are these experiments? So what he did was he took a compound with the formula. He was not knowing the structure of the compound. He said, I have a formula, I have a compound of this molecular formula. He said, I have a compound of this molecular formula. He was not knowing the structure of this at all. Then what he did was, he said, this is my 1 mole of compound. Okay? Now, if I take 6 ammonia, it is yellow colored. Okay? And if I take 5 ammonia, it is this colored, pink colored or purple colored. If I take 4 ammonia, then it is green colored. If I take 4 ammonia again, it is showing this color. Okay? Again, different color. Now what he said after this was, what he did after this was, he added silver nitrate solution to it. He was not able to understand anything out of the color. He said, I am getting different color with different formula. Then he said, let us add silver nitrate to all of them. He started adding silver nitrate. What he got here was, see this carefully, he got 3 mole of AgCl precipitate. What does it mean? It means from AgNO3, you have got 3 Ag plus. Why 3 Ag plus? Because this compound gave 3 Cl minus, 3 mole Cl minus to give you 3 mole AgCl. Correct? So since he got 3 mole AgCl, right? He got 3 mole AgCl. He said this compound has a tendency to give how many Cl minus ion? 3 Cl minus ion. Correct? Wait, Sushma. So next what he did, he again added to this compound also he added silver nitrate. Correct? Again he added silver nitrate, and then he said in this 2 mole of AgCl precipitate was obtained. So he said since 2 mole AgCl is formed, this compound should give you how many mole Cl minus? 2 mole Cl minus, because then only it will combine with 2 mole of Ag plus to form 2 mole AgCl precipitate. Then in third case he got 1 mole AgCl precipitate. What is the meaning of it? He got 1 mole AgCl means what? Sorry. 1 mole AgCl means what? He got 1 mole Cl minus from here and 1 mole Ag plus from silver nitrate combines to form 1 mole AgCl. And same thing here also. 1 mole Cl minus, 1 mole AgCl. Correct? So 1 mole AgCl precipitate. Now this is what he has understood till now. He is saying this compound who is yellow color can give 3 Cl minus ion. This compound can give 2 Cl minus ion. These 2 compounds can give 1 Cl minus ion. Correct? Now, obviously you are having this question in your mind, sir, with the same formula, how can they have different colors? We'll discuss it, right? We'll discuss it later. Now, you see this experiment carefully, what he did next, what he concluded out of it. We'll come to the structures later. Then his next experiment, this is his first experiment. I will discuss the explanation of both of them after both the experiments. So this is the first experiment. So what do you understand from his first experiment? This can give 3 Cl minus ion. This compound can give 2 Cl minus ion. These two compounds can give 1 Cl minus ion. Okay. Now let us come to the Werner's theory second experiment. What was his second experiment? So what he did was, he basically took the same compounds again. He took all the 4 same compounds again. He was adding silver nitrate already. So initially he observed how many moles of AgCl was formed. Here he was observing how many moles of AgCl precipitate is formed. Correct? You should know. What is the color of AgCl precipitate? Anyone? What is the color of AgCl precipitate? AgCl precipitate is what color? White. Okay? Remember this. Now, just a minute. AgNO3 will give constant number of Ag plus ion, then how there is variation in Ag plus ion. Athar, this is up to us how many silver nitrate you are adding. You are adding silver nitrate until you get complete precipitation. Right? So for complete precipitation, how much silver nitrate is consumed depends upon how much Cl minus is present. Okay, we can add any amount of silver nitrate we want. We should get complete precipitation. Now here what he is doing the same experiment, but he is measuring the conductivity. Okay, he is measuring the conductivity of the solution. He said, let us say the conductivity here was lambda A. You know molar conductivity symbol is lambda M. Here conductivity is lambda B, lambda C, lambda D. Correct? He said, my conductivity is A greater than B, greater than C, and D are equal. This is what he said. He measured the conductivity of all of them and he said, this is what I am going to get. Correct? Now, can anybody tell me here, what does it mean when your conductance will be more? What are the factors which affect conductance? Anyone? What does it mean when your conductance are more? We have studied electrochemistry in detail. What does it mean when your conductance is more? What factors affect your conductance? Yes, dilution. Either you increase the dilution or strong electrolyte or more number of ions. More is the number of ions, more is the conductance. So he said this complex has more, or this compound has more conductance. That means it gives more ions. It gives more ions, right? It gives more ions. And he said, I get 1 cation and 3 anion. 1 cation and 3 anion. Can anybody tell me how he decided 3 anion and 1 cation? How did he decide there is a 3 anion and 1 cation? Can anybody tell me what idea came to his mind? Because he has already proved 3 Cl minus before. So therefore 3 anion. Okay? And if anion is formed, cation will definitely exist. Similarly 2 Cl minus, therefore 2 anion, 1 cation. 1 anion, 1 cation, 1 anion, 1 cation. Therefore this electrolyte was said to be 1:3, 1:2, 1:1, 1:1. Correct? Yes. So this is your overall 2 experiments. Now he gave the following things after this. See carefully, all of you, please pay attention. He said, first compound, second compound, you can name them also. Let us say A, B, C, D. So since it gives 3 more AgCl, it is 1:3 electrolyte. That means there are 3 Cl minus ions. So then what could be its structure? Its structure could be that there are 3 Cl minus ions which are outside, right? You can draw the structure like this. CO, NH3, 6 ammonia, and then Cl minus, right? How many Cl minus we want? 3 Cl minus we want. So 3. And how many cation we want? 1 cation we want. So this was the structure he got. He said this is the structure of my compound A. Why? Because this compound on ionization will give you what? 3 Cl minus ion, and this whole will get a cation. What will be the charge on this cation? Cl is -1. Cl is, just a minute. Let me explain you the charge also. Yes. So now This complex, how did we get to know? Because 3 anions are formed, 1 cation is formed, 1:3 complex. So in that case, what will be charge on the ion? Cl is -1, cross multiply the charge. Cross multiply the charge. So you'll get +3 -1. So you'll get 3 Cl minus ion, and what is the charge on this cation? Pura cation is +3. Correct? And since you get 1:2 electrolyte, that means your complex or compound structure should be CO NH3 Cl2 1:2. And then he said this compound will be nothing but CO. Now there are 4 ammonia, right? There are 4 ammonia, so you'll get CO Cl2 NH3 4. This will be 4. This will also be 4. 4 Cl. That's all. Why? Because it is 1:1 electrolyte. It is 1:1 electrolyte. So he said basically, कि हाँ भाई, these two compounds are similar. ठीक है? So these two compounds are similar. They are 1:1 electrolyte. Right? They are 1:1 electrolyte. So this is what he concluded out of it. Right? This is what he concluded out of it. So he gave the structure of all 3 compounds based on his experiment. Why is ammonia decreasing? It can be decreasing or it can be increasing also. वैसे, to be honest, there will be 1 Cl inside also in this case. There will be 1 Cl inside also. Total 3 Cl. Right? So total 3 Cl. So this is what he predicted the structure of the compound. So now, what question you will expect in exam? What question you will expect in exam? So he has done the experiment and got the structure. They will give you the structure and they will ask you which has more conductance. And if you pass silver nitrate through this compound, how many moles of AgCl will be formed? 3 moles. So now, experiment say you got the structure, but the question will be, structure will be given to you. They will ask you the order of conductance. They will ask you the this thing. They will ask you order of conductance. They will ask you how many moles of AgCl is formed, right? All these things, right? So if there is any, we'll come to the official name Atharv later in IUPAC nomenclature. Yes, please check this carefully. If there is any doubt in these structures, please ask. If there is any doubt in these structures, please ask. There is one more possibility here. There is one more possibility here. Can anybody tell me? There is one more. That's what I was saying, Atharv beta. Atharv, you don't listen what I said. I said, till now you got the experiment. From experiment, you got the structure. In exam, you will be given the structure, 3 structures. They will ask you what is the order of their conductance. How many moles of AgCl is formed? These type of questions you can get in exam. We'll discuss them also. Then pH increases with succeeding compounds. pH. Why pH? Why pH will change, Pritish? Why pH will change, Pritish? I don't see any reason for that. C and D are same. Yes. C and D are same. I am saying you there is one more possibility of this compound. What is that possibility? This compound may, first you said all 3 Cl outside. Here you said 2 Cl outside. Here you said 1 Cl outside. What is the other possibility? What is the other possibility? It is inside the compound, Pritish. It is not outside in solution, na? pH will not get affected in this. Now, if you see, the next possibility is you take all the Cl inside. This is your compound. No Cl is outside. So in this compound, Will it give any ions? Will it give any ions? Is any Cl present outside? No. It will not give any ions. No ions obtained. Okay. Why is it so? I will discuss it with you. So for now, you just remember, anything which we are writing in this bracket, right, are called coordination compounds. They don't ionize. Okay. For example, if you take K4 FeCN6, it will ionize to give you K plus and 4 minus. So you'll get K plus 4K plus and FeCN6 4 minus. Now this bracket compound will not dissociate further to give you Fe2 plus and Cn minus. This ionization don't take place. The coordination compounds are stable, they do not get dissociated into its ion. We'll anyways come to this. So there is 3 ammonia molecule here. Is this clear, everyone? How did get the chemical formula of compound? Shreyas, you remove 3Cl. Whatever is left is your cation. Shreyas, your formula is, let's say, CONH35Cl3. 1:2 electrolyte. So keep 2Cl minus outside. Now what is left? 1Cl is left. 5 ammonia is left. So 5 ammonia, 1Cl inside with cobalt. So this is your cation. Whatever is left is your cation. Whatever is left is your cation. I wrote this formula above. Will not form. Yes. Now the other thing is, if you treat it with AgCl, sorry, silver nitrate. If you treat it with silver nitrate, will it form any precipitate? Will it form any precipitate? If you treat this compound with silver nitrate, will it form any precipitate? Will it form any precipitate? Will you get AgCl or not? No, you will not get AgCl. Why? Because just now I told you there is no Cl present outside the bracket. And the Cl present outside the bracket can only ionize. I told you it does not form any ions because inside the bracket do not dissociate further. So these will not dissociate to give you cobalt, ammonia and Cl3. You will not Cl. You will not get these. So since Cl minus will not be obtained, how will you get AgCl precipitate? So this complex, now I know many of you will be thinking what is happening. In summary, I am telling you, if you have a coordination compound, let us say this size A, B6, S. So it ionizes to give you A, B6, 1, 1. So plus 1, F minus 1. Okay? But this inside the bracket, whatever is there, never ionize, never give ions. So anything which is outside the bracket will only give ions. So in this compound, you don't have anything outside the bracket. So you will not get any Cl minus ion. If you don't get any Cl minus ion, Ag plus cannot combine with Cl minus to give you AgCl. Correct? But in these compounds, there was a Cl outside. Since there was 3 Cl outside, you got 3 moles of AgCl. Correct? Is that clear, everyone? Why they don't ionize? They are stable, Naren. We'll discuss it in separate slides. Don't worry. Yeah, any doubt in this? Anyone in any of the experiment? Any doubt in both the experiments? Anyone? Any doubts? Very good. Now, let us see what Postlewaite said about his experiment. He gave his own theory. This is, by the way, for PUC students, this is a 2-mark question in your board exam. Write postulates of Werner's theory. Okay? So Werner said in coordination compounds, there are 2 types of valency, primary valency and secondary valency. Okay? Now, what he said is primary valency. Primary valency is ionizable and normally satisfied by negative ion, right? And it relates to oxidation state. What is secondary valency? It is non-ionizable. It cannot be ionized. It is satisfied by negative ions or neutral atoms. Relates to coordination number and is fixed for a metal. Right? Now, with example, if I give you this compound, in this compound, how many Cl minus can be ionized? 2. So what is the primary valency? 2. Correct? So it is basically ionizable valency. So it is 2. Now, if you take the secondary valency is also called coordination number. It is also called coordination number. Okay, what it is? It is satisfied by these atoms which is present inside the brackets. Right? These atoms are called ligands. We will anyways discuss them in detail. For now, let us just understand what Werner was trying to do. Okay? Now, no, this is not coordination compound. Coordination number is not same as solid state. This is a different version of coordination number. So now he said primary valency is ionizable. That means anything which is present outside the bracket can be ionized and it makes primary valency. Anything which is present except metal, cobalt is metal. Anything which is present inside the bracket makes secondary valency or coordination number. So how many molecules are present? 5 plus 1, 6 here. So coordination number here is 6. Okay? So he said any coordination compound contains 2 types of valency. Primary valency, which is present outside the bracket and which can ionize. Secondary valency, which is present inside the bracket, right, but it cannot ionize. Okay? Right. All right. Voice is breaking. Just a minute. Yes. So now let me give you one example. Guys, this coordination number anyways, I'm going to take it again in detail. So don't worry about it. But now for now, let me take one example. If I take K4 FeCN6, this is my coordination compound. Right? This is my coordination compound. Yes. Is still the voice a problem, Abhishek? Voice is still a problem? Voice is fine. Chalo. So what I was saying here is it's cracking. Why it is cracking? Why is it cracking? Just give me 1 minute. I'll try to do something about it. Yes. Is it clear now? Like, what's the problem in the voice? Can anybody tell me? quitting. So cracking. Is it fine now? Yes. So I understood why it was. I understood why it was. Okay. So what I was saying, if I take this compound particularly, right? So in this, there are two types of things which you should understand. Okay. I will explain primary valency and secondary valency again. So for this compound, if I talk about primary valency, so primary valency is nothing but it is oxidation state. It is oxidation state. And what is secondary valency? Secondary valency is nothing but coordination number. Right? Now, coordination number also let me define here. It is number of lone pair donated to central metal atom. This number of lone pair donated to central metal atom. Correct? Now, for this case, can we find the oxidation number of iron here? Yes, we can find. How? So now, if you see this, we can ionize this compound and write it as what? K plus 1, you multiply these charges. If you cross multiply, you'll get 1 here, you'll get 4 here. So you'll get 4K plus, right? Plus FeCN6. And if you cross multiply, what charge will come on CN6? 4 minus. When you cross multiply charge, you'll get Kp plus 1 and minus 4 on this compound, right? So now you can find the oxidation state of iron. Let us say oxidation state of iron is X. Cn is minus 1 since there are 6 Cn. So minus 1 into 6. Overall charge of this is minus 4. So X minus 6 is equals to minus 4. X is equals to plus 2. So what is the primary valency of this? Plus 2. Okay? So primary valency of this compound is plus 2. Now secondary valency, and can anybody tell me this plus 2 valency of this is satisfied by which ion? Potassium ion. Because potassium is deciding the charge here and charge is deciding the oxidation number. Okay? Now, if you say secondary valency is coordination number. What is coordination number? Number of lone pair donated to central metal atom. So if you take cobalt is your central atom, sorry, iron is your central atom. Iron is your central atom. If iron is a central atom, who is donating lone pair to iron? Cn. So Cn will donate lone pair to central atom. And each Cn will donate how many lone pairs? Each Cn will donate how many lone pairs? 1. Each Cn will donate. Beta Tharun, I said that only. I said it is satisfied by outside atoms. This is what I said. It is. I'll explain that, Tharun. Beta, you see what I said here. Primary valency you can find here. Okay. So here primary valency will come out to be, yeah, it is different. It will be 3. Primary valency will be 3. Okay. Let me correct it here. Primary valency here will be X minus 1 is equals to plus 2. Plus 3. Okay. So primary valency is oxidation number. Now secondary valency is coordination number. Each CN will donate one lone pair here. So 6 CN will donate how many lone pairs? 6. So its coordination number is 6. Okay? So your primary valency is nothing but oxidation state. Secondary valency is nothing but coordination number. What is coordination number? It is number of lone pair donated to central atom. What is your central atom? Iron. Who is donating lone pair to iron? CN. Each CN will donate one lone pair. So 6 CN will donate 6 lone pairs. Therefore, coordination number is 6. This is what was said by Werner. An element have two types, complex has two types of valency, primary valency and secondary valency. One more statement here is, it is satisfied by outside ions. Okay? Like K plus is satisfying this. Right? Now, let me give you important thing here. In Werner's theory, he also observed that when you write the compound like this and when you write the compound like this, right? He got green color here and he got violet color here, right? We said both were, if you see this carefully, we said both were 1:1. Both were 1:1. Then why are we considering it as different compound? Why are we considering it as different compound? So he said, I'm getting different color, so that might happen कि your Cl ka arrangement here and Cl ka arrangement here might not be same. Due to different arrangement also, you can get different color. And then he said these two compounds have same molecular formula, but their structures may be different. And that's why he said they can be isomers. Okay, I'll give you example. If I want to write this, I can write it like this. Let us say, if you take cobalt, ClCl, NH3, NH3, NH3. This is one possibility. Correct? Its ammonia is 4, guys. Ammonia is 4. Let us take 4 ammonia. Now the other possibility is you keep Cl like this and ammonia like this. Now can you check this compound and tell me whether, see now, I have done the same thing. COCl2 ammonia 4, COCl2 ammonia 4. Can you tell me both these structures are same or different? Both these structures are same or different? Both these structures are same or different? Pritesh, check again. They are different, correct? So let's say this is your coordination compound, this one, and this is your this one. So here you can see ClK opposite. What is there? Cl. So what is the angle between Cl here? 180 degrees. So you'll say it is trans. We'll come to this anyways. And what is the angle between these two Cl here? So this is your square. This is perpendicular to the square. So this angle will be what? 90 degrees. So 2Cl, angle between Cl, cobalt, Cl is 90 degrees. And angle here between Cl, cobalt, Cl is 180. Correct? So both these structures are actually geometrical isomers. So are they same? No, they are not same. Their molecular formula is same, but their structural formula is different. That's why it was showing different color. Right? So he also gave the arrival towards coordination. He also gave the arrival towards coordination compound isomerism. That isomerism can also exist. Is that clear, everyone? So last two compounds were having same ions, same formula, but their colors were different. Correct? Will formula angle should be 45 degrees. Which formula angle, beta, are you asking? Which formula angle are you asking? There is nothing called formula angle, Naren. Because compounds are different. Because compounds are different. The structures are different. They are not same compounds. So they are not same compounds means they can show different colors. Yes. So higher valency, how valency is satisfied by outside ion? Very good question. Very good question. Why I am getting +2 here? Go back. Go reverse tracing. Why I am getting +2 here? Because there is a -4 here. Why there is a -4 here? Because there are 4 potassium ions. If there was 2 potassium ion, then I'll get -2 here. If I get -2 here, I'll get +4 here. So what oxidation state you get is dependent upon your number of cations here. Is that clear, Basan? Yeah, between Cl, CO, Cl of second formula. No, this angle is, अरे यार कैसी बातें कर रहे हो नरेन? You are assuming it in 2D. This is your square. So there is one ammonia, one Cl here lying like this, right? And one Cl is lying like this, perpendicular. So what is the angle between this Cl and this Cl? So this structure is like there is a square. One bond is up, one bond is down. Correct? So what is the angle between this Cl and this Cl? It's like a octahedral geometry. Nahin, it's actually octahedral geometry only. I'm not discussing the octahedral geometry name because I don't want to discuss the geometry now. Correct? Aditya, very good. Aditya, can you tell me if I have this square, there is one bond lying here, okay, in the plane, and one bond lying like this. So can you tell me what will be the angle between this bond and this bond? Yes, Aditya, it will be 180 degrees. 90. So this is what we have said here, 90. And there is one Cl like this, one Cl like this. What will be the angle in these two cases? One Cl up, one Cl down. 180 degrees. Yes? So that's what we have written here. 180 degrees. Right? So these two molecules have the same molecular formula. Both of them give one Cl minus ion, but their structures were different. So he said isomers can also exist. Getting a point? So your doubt which you were asking there, sir, why different color, is answered here. Okay? Because they are different structural compounds. Okay? They are not same compounds. They can exist in different arrangements. So let's move ahead, right? Then he said few more things. He also commented that in geometrical isomers, if your coordination number comes out to be 4 and coordination number comes out to be 6. He said if coordination number comes out to be 6, you will have octahedral geometry. You will have octahedral geometry. He didn't discuss how and why, right? And this is your octahedral geometry. All these are examples. And if your coordination number comes out to be 4, it can have tetrahedral geometry, or it can have square planar geometry. This is what was said by him. If coordination number is 6, I will have octahedral geometry compounds. If coordination number is 4, I can have tetrahedral or octahedral, any of these. Okay? So any doubt in this, anyone? So let me summarize Pura Werner theory. I'll summarize Pura. He did 2 experiments. One was using how many moles of KgCl is formed. Second, conductance measurement. Using both the experiments, he gave 4 formulas for the compounds. In those 4 formulas, he said last 2 compounds have the same formula, but still they show different color because they can exist as isomers. Same formula, different structure. Then he gave postulates. In postulates, he said there are 2 valencies satisfied by metal atom: primary valency, secondary valency. Primary valency is nothing but oxidation number. Secondary valency is nothing but coordination number. What is coordination number? Number of lone pairs which is donated to central metal atom. Right? Is that clear, everyone? Yes. Is that clear, everyone? Very, very important. We'll do a question on this. Yes. Any doubt in this? I'll give you a 10-second window. Please ask. I'm giving you a 10-second window. If there is any doubts, please ask quickly. I don't want you to do question wrong. And the question of this will be in CET also, NEET also, JEE also, all three. Right? Yeah. So I'm hoping there is no doubt. So let us go ahead with the question. A platinum complex of ammonia and chlorine produces 4 ions per molecule. That means if I take 1 mole of complex, it gives total 4 ions. What can be the structure of the complex? What can be the structure of the complex? Or in other words, which of the following 4 structures will give 4 ions in solution? Which of the following 4 structures will give 4 ions in solution? You can start voting. It's an easy one. Just ionize करना है आप लोगों को. You have to just ionize it out. That's pretty easy. Ketan, Abhishek, can you check your answers again? Which? That depends upon your question, no, Ankit. Which is considered मतलब क्या है? If coordination number is 4 in the complex, then it can be tetrahedral or square planar. If coordination number is 6, then it will be octahedral. Right? How, why, which one? These we will answer it in next VBT theory. ठीक है? Details. Here तो he just said, यहाँ हर चीज हम एक साथ नहीं पढ़ सकते. He just said कि हाँ ये geometry possible है. He didn't explain. So that's why I'm not explaining. VBT में it is explained. I will explain it in VBT. ठीक है? All right. So Gangadhar, you need to check your answer again. KV Chetan, you also need to check your answer again. Right. So let's end this on account of 3, 2, 1. Now. Actually, Vinayak has answered it first and correctly. Very good, Vinayak. Now, see, I will write the ions of all the structures. I know most of you have done the blunder in which part. He is asking total ions per molecule. I know why you guys have answered B. So this ionizes to give you, it is 1:3 electrolyte. So this ionizes to give you how many Cl minus? 3 Cl minus. And there will be one cation also. PTNH3 5Cl. What will be the charge on cation? Cross multiply charge plus 3. So you will get plus 3. So total how many ions? 1 cation, 3 anions. Total how much? 4 ions. I don't need to solve any other option. You guys just saw blindly कि हाँ 4 Cl minus finish. No, cation भी तो होगा. There will be a cation also. So in this case, similarly, 4 Cl minus and 1 cation. 4 Cl minus, you will get 4 Cl minus and 1 cation. Total how many ions? 5 ions. 2 Cl minus and 1 cation. 3 ions. Here, nothing is outside, so 0 ions. Here, 4 ions. There is 70, 80 people of you who have answered B. I don't know how you answered B. You just saw 4 and marked B. I don't know how you answered B. Is it clear, everyone? Matlab, imagine you are not able to write the ionization of an electrolyte. There is nothing to solve here. Just you have to write how many ions are formed. That's all. Is that clear, everyone? Yes, is it clear? All of you have done the blunder mistake. The mistake which nobody should do. Mistake which nobody should do. Right? This is such a common mistake. This is just like if I give you and ask calcium chloride has how many ions? And you are saying calcium chloride has 2 ions because there are 2 Cl outside. No, calcium 2 plus भी तो है. Who will write cation? All of you miss cation, right? I repeat it again. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. I will write it now for the D part. So the D part में how to write ions? How to write ions is PTNH3 4Cl2 Cl2 outside. Correct? Srishti, this is for you. Please pay attention. Srishti, can you cross multiply and find charges? Srishti, you know how to find charges on the ions? Srishti K, can you cross multiply and find charges? Can you tell me what is your cation here? What is your anion? Anion is Cl minus. So Cl minus is your anion. Srishti, how many Cl minus you will get? Srishti, how many Cl minus you will get? Okay. Alright, so Srishti, you will get 2 Cl minus ion. And when you cross multiply charge, you will get a plus 2 charge here. Right? So you will get plus 2 charge here. So you have 1 cation here, Srishti, and 2 anion here. So you will get total 3 ions here. Similarly, for this complex, you will get 3 Cl minus outside, and this whole will be your cation. So this whole will be your cation. What is the charge on this cation? Cross multiply the charge. You will get plus 3 here, minus 1 here. So this whole is 1 cation and 3 anion. Okay? So that's all for today. Let us discuss the quiz question also. Yes. You can see this. This is a very interesting one. Srishti, I have answered it, beta. I don't know whether you were there or not. Veerbhadra, after 12 p.m. you can. After this, I have another class, so I'll be finishing this soon. Srishti, beta, you didn't reply while I was asking the question. So now, this is a very interesting one. You can see this. I'll read it out quickly. A 500cc engine of Royal Enfield has more pulling power than other vehicle engines. A few years ago, a second-hand bullet bike was used to attain the required speed. The handles of the bike were replaced by car steering. 2 wheels each were attached in the front of the rear side. The distance between front and back was quite long, which was necessary to set up the apparatus and include the space for a person to stand. A separate driver was required to move this vehicle, but the apparatus concealed him and the steering. Where was this vehicle used? Yes, Danush, right. Where was this vehicle used? Yes, I think all of you have seen it in this. This vehicle was used in Bahubali movie, first fighting scene, right? Ballal Dev's chariot. This is nothing but a bullet. Okay, this is a bullet ka engine which has been used here. Okay, chalo. That's all for today, guys. Take care, all of you. Before I end this, let me tell you there are some questions for homework which I have kept here. Please do them so that if you have any doubts in any of them, you can ask. Right? I'll upload them. Please solve them for homework. Right? Based on this, there are some homework questions which I'll upload. Right? Based on the Werner's theory. Please solve them for today. Right? All right. Take care, all of you. Have a good day ahead. What's tomorrow's time? Tomorrow's timing is 9 a.m. We'll discuss these homework problems in tomorrow's 9 a.m. I'll upload it now only, Chandan. Tomorrow's timing is 9 a.m. I repeat, tomorrow 9 a.m. We'll discuss these 3 questions in tomorrow 9 a.m. class. Take care, all of you. We'll discuss these 3 problems only in advanced problems, Chandan, because these are quite good problems. Neutral tendency of metal is to lose electrons, why it accepts electrons? Beta, because it has empty d orbitals. Vasan, it has empty d orbitals, that is why it accepts electrons. We'll discuss it anyways tomorrow. We have to separately do it. Today was just introduction, so I didn't teach in detail why accept, why tetrahedral, why octahedral. All those things I didn't discuss because it's not a part of Werner theory. Werner didn't explain all that. It will be explained in VBT, Vasan. So if you want a quick answer now, I will tell you, because metal atoms have empty d orbitals, they can accept lone pair donated by ligand. Okay? Chalo. Let me end this.